Okay, so this literally has nothing to do with the video. In the beginning of the video, normally I'll do some stupid fucking skit that you all hate, but lately you've all been coming at my fucking posture. Yes, of all things, my posture and how I sit in this chair. So this has nothing to do with the video, but I'm really interested. In the comments down below, tell me how tall you think I am. Just give me a height. How tall do you think the Chosen One Inc. is? Tell me in the comments down below. I'm actually really curious. All right, let's get into the video. So ESEA is a third-party matchmaking service and probably the most popular one in North America. Well, not probably, it is pretty much the most popular one in America. It's where a lot of the top tier players play, and it's where a lot of players go if they want to play third-party matchmaking. Of course, you have things like Faceit and Sevo, but in North America at least, they don't really compete as much as they do in somewhere like Europe, where Faceit is a lot more popular. But recently, ESEA has actually ended up being hacked, and this has caused the community to put a lot of outrage once again against ESEA for just shitty business practices in a lot of people's minds. So what ended up happening is they actually were trying to extort ESEA, the people who ended up hacking and getting some of the data from the site. What ended up happening is they tried to extort ESEA, and it ended up not really working the way I guess they hoped it would. I don't believe actual accounts were hacked, but they actually recommended that everyone change their accounts. I haven't really heard too much about anyone really losing their account. I don't think this is some widespread thing where everyone's really losing their account or anything like that, but they ended up getting a lot of data. I think the accounts are still safe from what I've read, but I'm not 100% sure on that. They recommended that everyone switch their password, and that's something that I recommend you do as well. If you're an ESEA user, you already should have been prompted to do this, and if you didn't, I think your account might be in jeopardy, so you might want to do that now. And a lot of people are skeptical of ESEA already. They're a little bit mad from years back when ESEA actually ended up getting caught with a Bitcoin miner on the client. It was actually mining Bitcoins, and they said this was a rogue employee who did this back in the day. They were sued, they got in a lot of trouble, and they will get in a lot of trouble if they do something like that again. So with something like this happening, ESEA ended up getting hacked. A lot of people are wondering, why do people still play ESEA after the Bitcoin mining scandal? After this, why do people still continue to play ESEA? To all the people who are mad about this and are saying the ESEA should have done a better job with securing a lot of the stuff, I kind of agree there. ESEA needs to do a better job. They're a company that makes plenty of money, and they have millions of people's data apparently on these servers, or at least hundreds of thousands. So they need to secure this data very well, and that's something that I think we can all agree that they need to do well on, and something that they need to do better at. But I don't agree with the fact that a lot of people are saying that these people who are trying to extort ESEA, they should have just been paid, and then all of this wouldn't really have happened. And that's not really how extortion works. What would have happened, and what most likely would have happened, and someone pointed out on the CSGO subreddit, is that what ended up happening is if someone would have paid them, like say ESEA would have paid these guys, what would end up happening is they would have kept going, and they would have kept doing it over and over again, and they would have kept demanding more and more money. They could have possibly created new accounts, or like new shell corporations, I guess, of hacker groups, or whatever the fuck you want to call them. They would have kept creating more of those, kept sending attacks, and then kept demanding more in money, because ESEA showed that they would have paid the money already, so they're going to continue to pay, if that makes any sense. I feel like they got really convoluted there, and I kind of lost my train of thought a little bit, but I hope I explained that as clearly as possible. Pretty much, they would have kept getting paid over and over again, and they really would have just kept fucking with ESEA. Like, paying them the money wouldn't have stopped anything. So when something like this happens, especially with ESEA, with the whole thing of people saying they were installing a rootkit on your fucking computer about, I think it was maybe a few months ago, possibly even a year now, a lot of people constantly ask, why do people still fucking use ESEA then if it has all these issues and people can't really trust the company itself? And the reason is there's no other competitor right now. If you want to play competitive CSGO, or you want to play just pugs where you're not playing with cheaters, then you're going to play ESEA. ESEA has the best anti-cheat and the best servers right now currently compared to things like Faceit and Sevo. If you don't know, Faceit is actually really popular in Europe, and it's actually more used there than ESEA, and a lot of people want the same to be true about North America, but it just doesn't seem like right now, at least, that the FACEIT servers are where they need to be in North America, with a lot of people complaining about lagging, and it's just not really where a lot of people want to be. And until the players switch over there, no one's really going to go over there until a huge majority of that player base goes over there, because everyone wants to play where the good players are and everyone wants to play where everyone else is. ESEA has been a very big part of CSGO. It's not something that will just go away. I know a lot of people don't like the scandals, and I know a lot of people are bitching right now, but people like ESEA for whatever reason. They like the servers, they like the anti-cheat. You just can't get a better service anywhere else. And this just goes to show you, if you do have a product that is super good, people are going to continue to go to it regardless of all this other outside bullshit. And I see a lot of people complaining in the community, and I see a lot of people complaining on Reddit that this is awful, we need to all start going to FACEIT and SIVO. And I remember these same people, these same fucking people, they said this same exact thing about a few months to a year ago, like I said on the other thread. They said the same exact thing, and look, months later, if not a year later, we're still playing ESEA, we're still on ESEA, and nothing really changed besides the fact that a lot of people started bitching. It seems like in this community, at least, a lot of people will bitch about something and they'll say, yeah, we need to make all this change, and then a week later it's completely forgotten and no one really gives a fuck anymore. A good example of the whole community just forgetting about something is the whole Syndicate and C Martin drama. If you look at it, no one's really talking about that anymore, and if anyone was, they're really just kind of referencing it as a joke now. It seems like it's more seen as a joke than this super serious thing that it was when it originally happened. When it originally happened, people were super serious, super passionate about it. But as time goes on, people just really stop giving a fuck. To be completely honest, no one really cares after about a week. So I say give this a week, and I guarantee you that honestly no one in this community is going to care about this anymore. We've seen it, like I said, with the T Martin thing. We've seen it with a lot of things in the CSGO community, like forgiving Valve for like things like the R8. They added a beta client, so Valve's all good now. Like, just a lot of things the community forgets about, and a lot of drama surrounding the community seems to forget. Like, a lot of people hated Stewie 2K about like a year ago, and now everyone seems to fucking love Stewie 2K. It seems like community's opinions change a lot, or people just don't care. It's something that happens in this community a lot, and something that I wouldn't be surprised if it happens again here. To be completely honest, if I was a competitor to ESEA right now, this is when I start stepping up all my stuff. And we saw it last time when ESEA had all this drama that SIVO and FACEIT actually ended up stepping up. They actually ended up improving their services, and they actually became a somewhat better competitor to ESEA. For a while, FACEIT was not nearly as good as ESEA, and neither was SIVO, but once again, they started making improvements, and a lot of people started to initially make the switch, but after a few months, they inevitably came back. So it's going to be really interesting to see here, are FACEIT and SIVO actually going to try to do some things here to make their services a little bit better, and hopefully try to compete with ESEA once again, because the community is at an outrage. Like I said, I don't see it actually happening. I don't see everyone making that switch permanently, but if FACEIT can actually fix their server issues, I think it might happen, because if we do have something as good as ESEA, we do have somewhere else to play, then I don't think people really care about where they're playing, as long as they're getting the best experience, and also as long as they're not, you know, getting fucking hacked all the time, or they're not getting bitcoins mined on their computer. I think they'll be A-okay. If you're curious about the whole situation, ESEA has actually put out a security update the other day. It was actually 18 hours ago, and they said the security breach that we were made aware of on December 27, 2016 resulted in the theft of user data by a threat actor. The threat actor demanded a ransom payment and threatened to sell or publish the customer's data. We do not give in to extortion or ransom demands, and we take the security of customers' data very seriously. In addition to investigating the incident and reporting it to authorities, we have been working to isolate the vector attack and secure the vulnerability. This has led to some recent system downtime, for which we apologize, and we aim to keep to a minimum in the coming days. The timeline below provides a chronological order of the events that first approach. And honestly, I'm going to post this link. I'm not going to read all of the events that happened. I recommend checking it out so you can pretty much get a quick rundown of everything that happened. And they also gave a general recommendation, which I'm going to read to you guys here, because I think a lot of you could use it, because I know a lot of you guys out there who watch my videos do use ESEA. So they said, as a standard security best practice, we encourage users to consider the following measures if not already done since December 30th. the security update. You need to change your passwords, which I already said for you guys to do in this video, so you should have done it already, and security questions and answers for any other accounts which were used, the same or similar information used to your ESEA accounts, or review any such accounts for any suspicious activity. Also, you need to use passwords specific to each website that you hold accounts at, and to just be cautious of any unsolicited communications that ask for your personal information. Pretty much just all basic shit. Pretty much just don't be an idiot and don't give out your account information, and hopefully you should be fine. So pretty much ESEA was hacked and they ruined their reputation a bit more. Honestly, this doesn't bother me that much. It bothers me to some extent, and I feel like it's something that definitely needs to be fixed, but I'm not going to lie to you guys and say that I'm not going to play ESEA anymore. If you're asking me, should you continue to play ESEA, I recommend you do. I recommend you can still play ESEA. You'll probably be perfectly fine. Honestly, I think this is getting overblown a little bit. It is definitely an issue, and it's something that the community definitely needs to talk about, but the fact that people are talking about boycotting ESEA once again, when in the past we've seen that it hasn't worked, is just kind of stupid in my opinion. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below about ESEA getting hacked. Are you going to continue to use ESEA, or are you switching to something like SIVO or Faceit? Feel free to tell me down in the comments down below. And if you like this video, how about you hit that like button? And if you dislike this video for some odd reason, how about you hit that dislike button? And if you're new, how about you subscribe? But yeah guys, this has been The Chosen One Inc., and as always, peace out.